Let's start with the outstanding drama category. It's kind of all over the place. There are 4 returning nominees, 3 newbies, and 1 previous winner. What surprised you the most in this mixed bag, we'll call it, of drama shows? Mikey, let's start with you.
Well, I mean, let's just say that every category is a mixed bag. It's
Right.
so bizarre this year, and drama is obviously no exception. I think the biggest surprise is The Boys. Amazon was making a big push for it, but I don't think that anyone would have assumed it was going to get in there. And getting a series nod, especially in drama, which is always the marquee race, is huge. I also think it's a really big year for The Handmaid's Tale. The show had sort of lost its sort of like critical steam after that first season was huge, and 21 nominations in season 4 is pretty wild.
So, Leanne, when the announcement was made for Best Drama Series, what surprised you?
Oh my gosh. Well, first off, I was thrilled for The Boys. I've been championing that show from the very beginning. We're going to be talking about that a little bit later in the show. But I was just so excited to be seeing Pose on the list yet
Yes.
again, especially because MJ Rodriguez made history. I just think that it is such a well-deserved nomination. And honestly, these are 8 powerhouse series. I have no idea who is going to take home the gold, but it's definitely going to be a category that everyone is going to be watching out for.
And of course, one of the most talked about series of 2021, I Burn for You, Bridgerton. Okay, it also scored Best Drama nomination, and leading man, Regé-Jean Page, was nominated for leading actor in a drama. Leanne, do you
Yeah.
think that this steamy Shondaland show deserves to be recognized? What are your thoughts?
You know what, Mel? I was shocked when Bridgerton was completely shut out from the Golden Globes this year. I thought it was going to be a shoo-in for that award ceremony. So I feel like maybe this is just some delayed love for this Shondaland show. Who knew that ultra steamy period dramas would get you to the top of the outstanding drama list? But you know what? If anyone can do it, it's Shonda Rhimes. And I do think it is interesting that Regé-Jean Page will not be returning for season 2 of Bridgerton. So this nomination is already his swan song, and it's his first time being nominated.
I was gonna say, it might sweeten the deal to maybe get him for season 3. I'm just saying, maybe if he wins, we'll see. But in the meantime, as we know, The Crown continues to be an Emmy darling, tying with The Mandalorian this year for the most Emmy nominations with 24. I mean, Mikey, why do you think this Netflix drama just continues to dominate?
I mean, The Crown is really just high art with this huge populist appeal. Like, it is so well executed on every level. You can see that in all the craft nominations, in the fact that almost every cast member is nominated. It's by far got the most actors nominated in all the fields, and it's just a really well executed show. And I think that the real life intrigue around the royal family is sort of like an evergreen thing for this one.
Absolutely. You know, I feel like all eyes are usually on Best Drama as the top prize, but I'm gonna take a stab and say that the most competitive category that we have this year is limited series. We have 5 powerhouse series as the nominees. How are you feeling about this list, Leanne? We'll start with you.
Honestly, I think my favorite thing about this list is that all of these nominees center on some serious kick butt women. All of them are just centered around female stories, and I just think that is so incredible. I'm so thrilled that after also getting shut out from the Globes, that I May Destroy You got 9 nominations, finally. And then also Mayor of Easttown getting some love out there. I know that a lot of people were kind of thinking that it was either going to be The Undoing or Mayor of Easttown, but Kate Winslet's performance was just so sensational. So was Jean Smart's, and I just think that this was the buzziest show of the season.
Do you feel like somewhere Nicole Kidman is really disappointed that she wasn't nominated for limited series actress? Because obviously she's had a big showing in that category in the past with Big Little Lies. And a lot of people this summer, or this past year I should say, were really obsessed with this show. What do you think it says?
I think that Nicole Kidman has so many great projects going on that she is somewhere in her house doing one of those weird claps that she did at the award show for Kate Winslet.
She's just cleaning her Oscars somewhere, right?
Exactly, exactly.
And shout out to Queen's Gambit, because that's a show that really did get me through the pandemic. Yes, Beth was my
A lot
girl.
of these shows
A,
did.
a lot
Yeah.
of them did. Okay, well, we have to talk about WandaVision being nominated, because that show also got a lot of people through the pandemic. Paul Bettany, Elizabeth Olsen, and Katherine Hahn also scoring noms as well. Mikey, could this be a new age of Marvel finally getting some big awards love? What do you think?
I mean, it clearly looks that way. It led all limited series, and I can't remember how many Captain America and the Winter Soldier got. I'm totally naming that show incorrectly, but it also had a strong showing for Marvel. It's interesting. Apparently, these properties can exist in a prestige space on TV in a way that they don't on film. You don't see this kind of attention at the Academy Awards for Marvel projects. And WandaVision came out huge this year.
Such a good point for sure. Let's move on though to the comedy series category because in an interesting twist, 75% of the nominees here are actually first timers and none of the shows nominated have ever won before. Mikey, which of these comedy newbies caught your attention the most today?
Well, the one that caught my attention the most is Cobra Kai. I think because
Yeah.
I just did not see this coming at all. I also have not seen the show, so no slight on them. I'm sure it's great. Emily in Paris, you heard a lot of people complaining about it getting nominated for Golden Globes. Golden Globes, obviously, a very different beast, a very problematic beast. But I think that with all of this attention, you kind of can't fault the show anymore.
Right.
Apparently, Emily in Paris is prestige television, and we just have to live with it.
Leanne, what do you think of that statement right there? Because I look at her reaction. Somewhere I could hear you scoff when I saw and heard Emily in Paris was nominated for Best Comedy.
Oh my gosh, I just yelled, "Are you serious?" Like, don't get me wrong. I thought that the show was a great quarantine binge. It was fun. It was escapism at its finest. If you had told me when it came out that it was going to be Emmy nominated, I would have been like, you are crazier than all of Emily's outfits, okay?
Right.
Oh my goodness.
I was entertained. I
Yeah.
was. I will admit, I was surprised to see it nominated amongst all these other shows, but you know what? Crazier things have happened this year, all right?
Well,
is true.
speaking of newbies, there are quite a few big first-time actors in the lead actor and actress in the comedy categories, with Kaylee Cuoco for Flight Attendant and Jason Sudeikis for Ted Lasso. Leanne, do you think either of these actors have what it takes to take home a win? What do you think?
I'm just so excited for Kaylee Cuoco to be a first-time Emmy nominee for Outstanding Lead Actress. She, of course, was on The Big Bang Theory for so many years, but this is her time to shine, especially because she is also an executive producer of The Flight Attendant. I will say, I think that this is her year to be nominated, and that is her special moment. I think that the award for her category will go to Jean Smart for Hacks because she's just so sensational. As for Jason Sudeikis, the other first-time nominee, the only one in his category, I do think that his performance on Ted Lasso is strong enough to secure him the win, especially just coming off of that Golden Globe win.
And Mikey, I gotta tell you, I feel like there was some high expectations for Ted Lasso, and it certainly showed. The Television Academy gave it a lot of love. And he actually gave a lot of new shows love, but what is the show that you're rooting for in this category?
You know, I gotta say, Hacks really shocked me. As Leanne said, this is Jean Smart's category to lose, lead actress. It was revelatory. It's coming at a later point in her career, her storied, incredible career, and she's just fantastic in it. And I think that it could easily pull a surprise win in the comedy race, especially because it's so wide open this year after last year's insane Schitt's Creek domination.
Right. Can we guarantee that Jason Sudeikis will repeat the win from the Golden Globes here at Emmys?
I think it's strong.
Right?
Yeah.
I think it's very strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know that I have a lot of television to catch up on. That is one thing I know for sure. But let's talk about some of the other notable nominations today. Saturday Night Live almost broke its own record for most nominations in a year. In 2017, they got a record of 22. This year, it's 21, including Outstanding Variety Sketch Series. Cast member Bowen Yang is nominated for the first time ever as well, so congratulations to him.
I think it's got to be because when he played that iceberg in the Weekend Update,
Yeah.
I'm still laughing about that, right? The theater geek in me, though, is so stoked to see Hamilton. Hamilton is surprising a lot of people, actually, with its 12 nominations today. The play is eligible because Disney submitted the production as a film in the Variety Special category, and it meets the Academy's 75-minute threshold. Lin-Manuel Miranda and Leslie Odom Jr. will compete against each other like they did at the Tonys in the lead actor category for limited or anthology movies or series.
Well, let's talk about the documentary that added fuel sequel to the Free Britney Fire, Framing Britney Spears. It will also compete for 2 Emmys this fall. It's nominated in the Outstanding Documentary or Nonfiction special category and also received an editing nod.
And finally, the bombshell interview that intensified the royal rift and probably convinced you to watch The Crown. Oprah's primetime sit-down with Meghan and Harry is nominated in the Outstanding Hosted Nonfiction Series or Special category. It's reported that 50 million people worldwide watched it the day it aired. Mikey, Leanne, I'm gonna give you guys an opportunity to talk about the one show, the actor, across any category that you were most excited to see get some love, either for the first time or once again with the Emmy nominations this morning. Leanne?
Oh my gosh, I'm so put on the spot here. We've already talked so much about how Jean Hacks deserves all this praise, but
she was nominated twice?
Yes, but she's nominated twice. She's just been on fire. I thought she was absolutely incredible in Watchmen, and then seeing her in Mare of Easttown and Hacks and all the way back to Fargo. So she is just like, she's having her moment, and I'm so here for it.
Mikey, who won the day for you?
I mean, honestly, I think that people should watch Top Chef.
Yes, why not?
Yeah, like RuPaul's Drag Race has been like such a force in the reality competition for so long, and I think it's time to give Top Chef a little due. And if you haven't watched the season, I would watch it.
Yeah, for sure.
How about you, Melissa? What do you think is a show that people should watch before the Emmys air on Sunday?
Okay, well, I'm gonna say a show that I'm gonna watch 2, at least. I wanna watch Hack.
Yes.
And I wanna watch Ted Lasso.
Right.
Those are 2 that I have not been on top of, but after this morning, I'm like, wow. They have to be super, super good.
I actually just started Hacks because I knew the Emmy nominations were coming, and I had an idea it would do well, and it did. It scored 15 total nominations, but also I'm realizing as I watch that as obviously Jean Smart is the anchor of Hacks, right. And so well, her Emmy nomination was so well deserved. But there's also an incredible ensemble of like these rising stars, 2 of them which got nominated for their performances too. So I'm loving what I'm watching, and something tells me, because we know it's going to return for a second season, that this won't be the last time we see Hacks at the Emmys. So you might as well start your homework now.
Right.
Leanne, I realize I probably confused you with your question, but there's a show that you feel like people should watch as they do their homework preparing for Emmys night. What is it?
Heck yes, Denny. It's The Boys.
Yeah.
I think that everyone needs to check out this show. I will warn you, it is extremely gory. So this is not a family-friendly show, but the best thing about it is that I was actually really surprised that it was an outstanding drama. I thought it was going to be an outstanding comedy, because it really is a perfect dramedy blend, and it's unlike any other superhero series out there. So definitely, I highly recommend y'all start watching The Boys.
Yeah, we got some homework to do.
We have some homework to do.
Our thanks to ET Online's Leanne Aguilera and Mikey O'Connell from The Hollywood Reporter for joining us today. Thank you both.
Thanks, guys.
The 2021 Primetime Emmys air live on September 19th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on CBS and Paramount+. In the meantime, stay tuned to etonline.com for all of your Emmys coverage.